This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, everybody? I was going to do a cold case, but then there was KCRA was live streaming the process of removing the vehicle from the water. So I recorded that, but like I said, I'm not going to stream somebody's live stream. So now it's out there for, we can look at parts of it and so forth. So, also there was something I have to bring this up at the beginning of the show. And I hope you guys don't think, God, Gray, it's so petty. It's so petty. All right. But there's a YouTuber out there, has Mob in his name. I mean, what an absolute embarrassment. When I was doing my show, do you guys remember me on the last stream where I was working through trying to find the location of the vehicle in the water, and I was pointing at the mountain ranges and counting the points on it and making sure that the camera was in the right spot? Do you guys remember that? I mean, do you guys remember watching that? I just want to make sure that everybody remembers watching that. And then at first we did it, and we didn't get the correct spot, but we were in the right general area. Well, he made a video where he pretended that he was thinking the exact same thing. He was going over the mountain peaks and, pointing it all out, and almost exactly the same, using the same exact photos and pointing. Man, I just think that kind of shit is so disgusting. I don't even know how people do that. I would be so embarrassed of myself to do something like that. So I'd literally watch somebody and then do a show where I copy what somebody else did. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, man. That guy's an absolute joke. And when you watch him, just realize it's all garbage, man. That guy, and he's sitting there going, "Yeah, now look at right here, the peak. Now I think it's right here." You know what's funny about it though? He quit watching, so he told everybody, "Oh, here's where it is." Let me show you this. It's hilarious. Watch this. I'm just pointing. I'm gonna make a freaking video. It's that bad. Okay, I'm going to take his video and I'm going to put it. No, it's not flattery at all, Ellen. It's not flattery at all. You wouldn't think so either. I always hate when people use that phrase. It's like, no, it's plagiarizing. It's copying somebody. It's ridiculous. Maybe it's not plagiarizing, but it's. Oh God, unreal, man, unreal. Who does that kind of stuff? No, you wouldn't believe it. If you went and watched it, you'd go, wow, that was great at that. So what was funny about it, though, is in his video, he has it where it's like over here, where we originally thought it was. Right there, But then later on, we fixed it, but he didn't keep watching to get the real spot, which is right over here. It's right there, right? He was like totally off. But, well, you can't see it. God, I keep doing the same thing. Yeah, so I think on the original show, we had it over here because you could see back in the background, it was like, you look at it like this, and you could see these peaks over here. He even, imitated the way I was saying it. See that right here? Up and down, yeah, like this, da-da-da-da. And he was doing that, too. It was creepy. It was one of the most creepy things I've ever seen. Okay, and then we found out later in the show that it was right here, just by looking at other things again, and it turns out that's exactly where it was. So he's incorrect in the video, but he copied. Man, you got to go over and I mean, I don't want him to get extra views or something, but man, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's almost creepy though, you know, especially the way the guy looks when he does. It's just wow. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to tell you, but man, stuff like that, I don't have any patience for, and I can't stand it, and you'll never see me do that, okay? Now, he's got Mob in his name. He covers Dylan rounds every single day like that's the only thing he ever knows about. And then he jumped on this case because, ooh, it's another big one for a guy like him. Oh, it's a gold mining opportunity. It's absolutely ludicrous, you guys. And I'm not going to ever take back anything I just said. I absolutely believe what I just said. That guy is a lunatic. All right. So anyways, and that's not the first time. I've noticed him copying my show often. But this is one where I went, wow, you literally copied the way I was talking and the words, and it's unreal. Unreal. And people are like, great find underneath it. Those are the things that make me angry. Because I had literally spent years trying to be able to do this stuff quickly, and there it was right there on my show, and then he stole it. And put a quick video out with 7,000 views already or whatever. Unreal. Anyways, here we go. So I just wanted to get that out of the way so it wasn't bothering me the rest of the show, because it really just, wow. Okay, so they moved in a tow truck and they backed it in. I think maybe we saw some of that at the end of the show. And I'll just kind of scrub it around. It was pretty crazy because at a certain point you can start seeing the car. So let me put it about right there. So right in this shot you can see the red, like, I don't know what you call it, a floating device connected to the pontoon or something, floating, connected by a magnet to the vehicle. So the car is right below that at this point. And thank you up there to Alley79. Now we got Alley Cake, we got a whole bunch of Alleys. Yeah, buoy. I said that after I screwed up the first. Are you guys gonna keep? God. Buoy, 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 buoy. The one about buoy, 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 the one about buoy, 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 35, buoy, buoy, buoy.
30 now 5. I'm 35.
All right. Baba Booey. That's right. That's a good one. I'm just, after seeing what I just saw earlier, that guy copying me like that, it just really lowers the whole thing even further. That's just unbelievable. God, I'm just sick. So they were recording this for a long time. I mean, this was kind of what it looked like for an hour and 15 minutes or so. Oh, it sounds like I recorded the... Oh, you can hear it in the background of what I recorded here. That's funny. Thank you, Virginia. So that's basically how it was for a long time. And then this other boat came in, and then a diver got off of that boat, too. And... yeah, so right now, let's see. There it is. There's the buoy. Buoy, 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 buoy. That was 14 feet deep. Yes, so we do know it.
For your respectful coverage.
Well, thank you. And so you got the scuba divers and whatever they're doing, but the lines are already in the water over here. So they're probably attaching It's interesting, but now you can start seeing the whole vehicle. I think this is the back half. There's the window, and then the the hood. You think so? See, that's where Zozo needs to come in and type in buoy like 20 minutes later. Yeah. Yes, I saw that, Sweet Dreams. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Just letting you know. The car was filled with water, weighed about 4 times as much probably. And the wheels might not even be spinning, so they're dragging him across the ground. Look at all the other cars when they're driving up, nothing behind them. Okay? Wow, she didn't even do it. You missed my rant, Zozo. Zozo tried to comment on that video, but she's blocked. Because that guy doesn't want people to let him know what the reality is. And Plato commented over there. So now they've rotated the vehicle, so it's the back coming in first. Well, didn't you say anything, Killer Boots? It wasn't even just my style. It was like the exact content. What a... yeah, there you go. Yeah, hope you said something over there, Killer Boots. And when you see something like that, you should immediately unsubscribe and never watch them again. Because now you don't know what in the hell they are copying from somebody else, and if they even have a brain. Because there's no reason you should have to do that. I mean, just think about that. That's like somebody that reads reads a speech, perhaps, that somebody else wrote. Are you going to ever trust them again? Yeah. All right, so it looks like they got the wires attached. They've already rotated it. The cables. Now, it's weird that you wouldn't comment there after seeing such a crazy... Let's see. Yeah, it must be the Scarecrow. I'm going to start calling him that. No, Gray, I actually thought of all that myself. You know, looking at the background parts and everything. Yeah, right, man. Nobody... It's not true. Same exact peaks. Using the same photos. So, anyways, this is KCRA. You notice I'm not covering it up because they get all the credit for filming this. And there it is on top of the vehicle right there. No, you're supposed to just say, is it a buoy, Gray? It wasn't, I said the floating device, what's it called? And then I went buoy. And then 10 seconds after I said buoy, except you wouldn't know that because you're 20 seconds behind, everyone started to saying buoy, 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 buoy. I was like 100 buoys.
Where's the boy?
Thank you. Yeah, they turned the vehicle. Yeah. It seemed like it was sideways in the water. You know, I got to admit, though, looking where this car is, it is a little strange. You know, it's like, you know, it's just a little, you know, it's not like, well, you just kind of turned and you went in the water. You know, it's kind of some driving on dirt roads, you know. So, you know, we don't know yet, but there might be more to it. There could be another reason the car's in the water, but they might not ever get to know if she's in the right, if everything seems right in there. Here's what they're going to be able to determine. If she has water in her lungs, that means she drowned. If she was dead before that car was pushed in the water, she won't have water in her lungs. And that'll be a huge problem for some people. Okay? If they've determined that she did not drown, then there's going to be a huge problem. There might not be a murder involved, but it might be, the abuse of a corpse or some crap like that. Because people die doing drugs and drinking and stuff like that. Oh, buoy, Tracy said. You don't, yes, that's exactly right, Lucas. They can determine if they drown. Yeah, because that means you're not breathing in water. See, when you drown, you inhale water and it gets in your lungs. If you're dead, the water isn't going to make it there. So there, you see the vehicle making a little bit further. I think they're just taking their time, but then they make pretty good progress at the end. Man, it's just unbelievable, you guys. I don't know. I wish I could feel better about it and go, oh, no problem. But man, I can't do it.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
For the gray one,
yeah, they can do tox. Still get tox stuff.
Love to all.
From certain organs, I can't remember which ones, but keep the. You can still determine the alcohol content. I mean, I'm not a medical examiner, but that's what I remember. But man, 2 weeks in the water? Like I was saying earlier, don't you guys find it a little bit just wild almost that, they get adventures with purpose in there. They haven't checked these other couple lakes for some reason. Then finally they go, okay, come look at the spot where we have the pinks. And then 30 minutes later, bam. That's just unreal. Thanks, Francine and Half Rudder. Yeah, right, exactly. Obviously, they didn't clear a damn thing. And this is all what was going on the screen. But it's pretty crazy. See how small the car actually is when you zoom out? So the vehicle was right here, but the water is higher. So that's interesting, just looking at that. So up here is, let's see, 5747, and this is 5735 down here. So maybe somewhere right in this area might be where but watch when you go to a different, there you go. Like that time frame has like that one. That's probably the best one to look at. Right here. So it's just really weird. There's some people that say that the campground, the party area was over here. There's some people that say that. This isn't really a party. The place where they were at seemed like it was a flat party ground, and they said it was Prosser Family Campground. Some people are claiming it was over here. That same guy, by the way. But I don't, we were told it was Prosser Family Campground. The images look like it's a campground. This looks like woods over here, right? So we don't know for sure. However, right here is Prosser Family Campground, and this is where the car was found. And I guess it's possible she was driving out and then took this road on accident. But it seems like when you get over here, just looking at the images, let me see if there's one that was a little bit wider out. They showed. Now, see, it keeps getting closer. See. But when there's a wider shot, it just seems like it's so far away. Like, look at that. You're driving over here and you just sort of end up in the water. Doesn't that bother a little? Does it bother you guys at all? Just seeing that, like that she could have just driven there. I mean, maybe she wanted to do something to herself. Maybe it doesn't seem like it though. Yeah, it's a little bit odd, I have to admit. You know, if it was just like right off of down that ramp, it wouldn't have been that big a deal. But this is really kind of out of the way a little bit, you know. And it's a lot of driving, knowing you're not even on a road. But I mean, you know, people sometimes when they're absolutely wasted, do weird things, and that might be what we're looking at right here. Yeah, no, it was. She was, you know, absolutely intoxicated, like I just said. Yeah, it's total blackness, but she's got headlights, right? Yeah. See, when you're saying it's total blackness, you're being a little bit naive by saying, "Oh yeah, it's just total black. You can't see anything." Well, you turn your headlights on and you can see. But yeah, she's very intoxicated. We saw what Kanika Jenkins did. She walked down a hallway, stumbling around, went into a cooler and a freezer, and couldn't get out and died in there. So that's the type of thing that could have happened right here, that she just turned the wrong way, went in a weird spot, and ended up in the water, right? I'm just saying that there's a possibility, if it turns out on the autopsy, for example, that she didn't drown, it'll change everything. Do you guys agree with that? I don't know if the lights are on. That's a good point. I don't know. And that would be a little bit weird to drive without your lights on, wouldn't it? Although, well, here's the thing. Police say that often people drive without their lights on. Okay? When they've had drinks. But you only do that when you're in a city or something where it's already light out. Out here, it's pitch black. The first thing you're going to do is turn on your lights just to see where you're going. I don't know what the temperature in the water is. But no, hypothermia wasn't the cause of death. So they're getting the car closer. And they're putting it on the back portion of the vehicle now. Because there's other shots where they... Hey, Mag, how's it going? Hey, 2 shows in one day. Oh, that's true too, Norak. See, without headlights, you wouldn't even have known to drive down into that area. Yeah. It's not that light outside, though, Jim. You're going to turn your lights on. Don't you agree? Come on, let's just not pretend that you're going to have an answer for everything. Yeah, I know. We've gone through all this a million times, Sweet Dreams. We've talked about it ad nauseum. She's 16 years old. She is drinking, and she's skinny and small, and she drank too much. She would be absolutely obliterated and very intoxicated, and anything could have happened. I think the location the car went in is a bit strange, though. Okay? That's it. I mean, I think that's a legitimate statement to make. It's a little odd that it's way over here. I mean, you would have to... This isn't a road right here. This is just a path. So the likely trip would have been to come here, and maybe when she got out to... what I was saying earlier is she got out to here, she took a left. Because there is a road right there. And that's what maybe was in her mind, because she does do... You would do that later. You would get here and take a left. But really intoxicated, you might have been like on the first straightaway. You get out of the campground here, and you start driving, and then you take that left really quick. And you're just driving, wondering where the hell you're at, and then you come down here, and then somehow you just keep going, and then boom, you're in the water. Yeah. Now, if that camp was over here, if that's somehow correct, then that also... might make it confusing to get out of here. That would actually, to be honest with you, if the party was over here, this would make a lot more sense. Don't you agree? If the party was here, because then it could be you're leaving, you're not really paying attention, and you go down, boom, you're in the water. If it's over here, it's a little more contrived because you have to come up here and then around like this. Yeah. Okay. So. So if the campground's over here, great. But it looked to me in the photographs that it was an actual campground with smooth, flat surfaces on the ground like you see in some of the images over here. And maybe there was people partying in different locations. Don't know. Oh, let me go back. I think I'm still playing over here. Oops. You guys missed it. All right, here we go. So when they pull the car out, there you can, I'm not going to zoom in, but you can sort of see something right here in the front of the car. I don't know if that's a person or not. It's too blurry to make it out, but I mark my words. Tomorrow, people are going to have this zoomed in and do whole shows about it, because that's what they do. Hey, Tony. Yes, I do. I think I'm the only one that... I know who that is, though. You know who that is? That's the same troll I get every single night. Yeah. And yes, I do. I think I'm the only one that does that kind of stuff. I've been doing it for a long time. Let's see. And when you see somebody copy the exact words out of your mouth, then yes. Let's see. Thank you. Kristen Cure. Yep, I'll watch it whenever I, get up to watch or whatever. Chewbacca.
Oh, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
I remember some very close calls when I was driving drunk while young.
Yeah.
I was luckier than Kiely. Prayers for her family.
Yeah, you were luckier. Yeah. And then they pull it up and let me do something weird, see what happens here for you. Speed and duration. I'm gonna make this 400. Wait, let's see. 1,000. That didn't even work. Oh, that's how you do it. 1,000. Wait. 50. Percentage. 10. No. 200. Huh. I wonder why it's doing it that way. Used to be able to type in a number and oh, there we go. I'm gonna make it huh, that's so weird. What's going on with this thing? It doesn't want to take the freaking... Oh wow, that's going to be really fast. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, this is brutal. Not letting me do what I would normally be able to do on here. Alright. Let's just do 400%. So that whole hour is now like 14 minutes. Except it's not playing. So crazy, man. I don't have the hardware acceleration turned on. I turned it off because it seemed to be making things freeze, but I guess we can't do it. No, it'll work. Normal. Maybe if I just scrub it along, see what it does.
AWP is doing the Lord's work, for real, folded hands.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing is they came in and did it. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's probably the greatest PR that they could ever have. Don't you think that they'll be on like Fox News, CNN? I'm sure their first choice would be Fox News, just based on, you know, them. But they, I mean, they deserve all of it. Yeah. I mean, they actually showed up with their gear, and in like 30 minutes, when they finally got to the lake where law enforcement seemed to be searching all the time. You know, that's what's kind of weird about it. It's like when they get there, they send them to the other sort of lakes to, you know, hey, why don't you go try those? We haven't looked at those yet. We're pretty sure we got ours done. And at the end, no, we didn't find anything there. And they said, you mind if we take a look? I bet you that's how it went. You mind if we take a look at Prosser Lake? Maybe you can give us that ping information. Boom. Answer. Thanks, Tina Williams.
Still seems suspicious. Everyone leaves at 12:30 and all parked in the same place, and no one sees her drive in there, unless.
Well, how do we know they all left at 10:30?
Her comments and actions still seem suspicious.
No, they don't seem suspicious at all. Sammy's, you know. But the thing is they, you know, we don't know that they all left at 12:30. That's what people try to say. You know, oh, there's this big line of cars. They're all leaving at the same time. We don't know. But I guess you could say if everybody was leaving at the same time and something did happen to her, that would sort of almost make sense. But that means that every one of those people would have to hold on to that piece of information, that somehow they pushed her into the water because they were scared. Well, why didn't Sammy say, God, she was so drunk, she could be anywhere. I have a feeling she might have just driven into that water. And there she is, you know. Because the thing is, she knew the police were searching there and were likely, if they were the ones that pushed her into the water, they knew police were going to find her there. So why not be more accurate? You know, like, yeah, man, she could have easily driven down there. She was totally drunk. So in the photo right there, you see these big, deep lines behind the car. I want to debunk the future because this is going to be talked about. Okay, so let me debunk this right away. Wow, look at those lines it's making. How come there's no lines behind? You know, there's no lines that showed up when the car went in the water, right? Can you guys already hear that one coming? It's coming, everybody. Don't worry about that. They're all going to say the same thing, except the troll, the guy that just copied my video. Tomorrow he'll say the same thing. Oh yes, everybody. Now watch this, because I'm going to show you here in a minute where this other car drives up and leaves nothing at all. Let me show you. So there it is. You got those deep lines. First of all, there's water coming out of the car, making it muddy. Maybe the wheels aren't spinning. Maybe they're locked up. Who the hell knows? But watch this. Now look at this vehicle right here. See this thing? Here it comes. Watch this really, really heavy vehicle. And look at all those. Wait a minute. There's no lines behind them at all. Where the hell are they? Where are the lines behind that truck? Wow. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So this really heavy vehicle right here, you don't see any tire tracks behind it. And yet there's a ton over here. Okay. So there you go. That's just shows you right there that no, you don't necessarily have to have lines going in. I'm sure there might have been these faint tracks going in there, but you know what? actually don't think that law enforcement would have looked over there. That's why I'm saying it's pretty unusual, the spot. That wouldn't be some place that you would even expect her car to have gone to even notice the tracks going into the water. Huh? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
That breaking news is out of Truckee tonight, where a body.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by, but closer to the shore, surely. I don't even know what that means. No, it's just them pulling the car out of the water. It's the whole thing, you know. I mean, just look. It's just being dragged out. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably everything. You know, the wires, they're pulling the vehicle. It's creating this. But as I just showed you, behind a very heavy vehicle that pulls in, you can't make out the tire tracks on this car pulling into the same type of dirt over here. Doesn't that make sense to everybody? So it just shows you, and let me just say this. If you were law enforcement looking for her, I don't think you would have looked over here for faint tire tracks going into the water. It just doesn't even make any sense. The party's over here. You're going to look all around, maybe right there, all around on the island almost. Because in a way, you know, the water might go a little bit further, and it's like an island over here. You wouldn't think that the car would go over here and go in the water, so you might not have noticed if there was some faint tire tracks coming in right over here. You see what I'm saying? Do we got trolls in here again? I mean, every single night. Never ends, man. Never ends. No, you talking about the mob idiot, Nick? That's just unbelievable. God. I wish there was a way to report for just hacking and stealing somebody else's work. You know, it's just, there isn't a way.
We have the best mods. And grave, ocean wave, ocean wave, ocean wave.
Well, thank you, Alley Cake. And there's Eugenie. That's what I'm saying. None of those other cars left any tire marks that you could see from the sky. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if there's faint tire tracks that led into the water. Especially if her car kind of slowly went in. Who knows, right? It wouldn't be surprising at all. It's just that law enforcement wouldn't have been looking over there. I mean, that's not a spot where you go, hey, a smart thing to do would be to maybe have checked every single possible spot that goes into the water on this side over here. Maybe not over here, but my God, it almost got over there, right? I mean, if she just kept driving around like that and came around. Huh? What's a he mark? Right. Well, if there's a whole bunch of kids, right? God's country. But let's say, remember how, you know, like you could make an argument that like there could have been this really small number of people in the car and something happened to her and then, but I don't know. You know, that's the thing. Then you start looking at, you know, I'm just saying, I can't tell you. And by the way, Case Crack, can you get rid of that idiot that you have as an image on there? Jesus. Doesn't that embarrass you to have Dog the Bounty Hunter on your image? Whew. He almost solved this case too. You remember that? He was right there. Hey, don't forget that hit that like button and subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, I don't care, okay? I'm looking for people that actually give a shit about true crime and want to figure out facts in a case. So earlier on my show, you might have seen it on another channel who copied me, we were able to determine that this was the spot after a few different analysis attempts, because originally we had it kind of over here because we were looking at this mountain range back here, and I would even point out the peaks and everything, and then this mountain right here, and then it turns out it's right here off of this point, and you could see these mountain ranges. Well, you know, he said exactly the same thing in a quick little video he put out while I was still doing my live stream. I was like, oh, how disgusting. God, absolutely embarrassing. Oh, you need the bots? Yeah. What? I don't know. What does that mean? Look at. Why does everybody keep typing in look at? No, that doesn't mean anything. Somebody says that's where the car was parked. We don't know what that is. That's something I was asking people on Facebook that I was chatting with, is what this is right over here. This thing. Like, what is this square that they're building right here? Yeah, we don't know. You see what I'm saying? There's this little... well, actually, I can zoom in on it. See right there, law enforcement was building something up, and somebody typed in, that's where she was parked. Who knows what that is, you know? Who knows? Maybe that's a place they're going to... I mean, it's an odd place to put an evidence little line that you're going to start looking at stuff. We don't know what this is right over here. But when you say this is where she was parked, how would we possibly know that? Yeah. What do you mean possibly where the car went? What does that mean? No, I haven't heard any rumors about somebody else being in the car when it was found. Was there another missing person out there? Doesn't sound like it. It seems like she's the only one that was in the car. Well, Gray, maybe it was one of the people that came into town out of nowhere. Yeah, I saw that. But you saw it on that crazy channel, right? Yeah. Taking somebody else's work again and not showing where it came from. That's right, Allie. They took his bones out of the ground and put Brian Laundrie's bones inside that vehicle. Unbelievable. Great sleuthing. Unbelievable work there. Anyways, what do you guys think of that? Oh, there's a whole bunch of them, George. Don't worry about it. What one? My God. Everyone. Almost a dumb question at this point. Yeah, so anyways, there's a place right here where they made a square. And we don't know what that is. I wonder if we could see them building that earlier, maybe. Now, I'm wondering if they're going to lay out evidentiary stuff in there, but you'd think they would do that in a tent or something. Yeah, well, we don't really have another tent. They do have a tent right there. Yeah, I don't know. Let me just do a poll.
don't know how you remain calm, Gray. I need a break, I think. I am snapping at people and that's not my nature. Keep up the great work, Blue Heart.
Yeah. All right, there it is. Is it an odd place where Kiely's vehicle went into the water, given all the info we have? I don't know how anybody could think it's not an odd place. It's an odd place even if she was drunk. Okay, it's just not really that normal. Look. Let me get to the correct with more water in it. Hold on. Okay, more like this. This is where the campgrounds were. And that means she would have to come all the way down here, get onto the dirt, and just not really realize anything, and then go into the water. And the only way to get there would be to drive like this. I mean, you could cut through the woods, but that's a tremendous drop right there. That's 5827 to 5752. That's 75 feet or so down there. Forget it. Okay, so that didn't happen. So she would have to drive over here like this, take this hard left, then drive down like this, and then take another left right there, and then go, right into the water. And she was absolutely intoxicated, which makes things like that possible. So what I'm saying is it's even weird knowing that it's absolutely possible. Just like it's weird that Kanika Jenkins walked into a cooler and a freezer and died, right? I mean, that is all absolutely weird, and everybody would say that that was weird that she did that, yet it happened. So that's what I'm trying to get you to look at, is that the spot is a little strange, okay? Whether or not you want to agree with that or not, it just is, okay? So, you're not, maybe either not reading the question right or just not perceiving it correctly, or you just think differently than me on this one. I don't know. But it's odd to me that you would think that that's... See, what would make sense is that the car was here, maybe down in this area. Possibly, because right here you could drive... It looks like there's a little space there. And maybe, over here is obvious because there's a road that goes right there. But this is probably the last place law enforcement would have checked to see if there was any tire tracks going into the water. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that, she started driving like this. If she did do this and it's a total accident, she likely was driving and just sort of lost track of time, knowing that she's going to be taking a left at some point. And then she takes the first left because she's drunk and just starts driving and just kind of comes down here like this, and then somehow doesn't realize she's just on dirt and goes into the water. And she would definitely have her lights on, because you wouldn't even be able to see where you're going at all without them on, even if there is moonlight out there. Now, well, you'd think they would check. If I was law enforcement and I came out there, I would check really hard on this whole, peninsula type thing over here. Right over here. Because all the roads, you're in the party here, right? There's only one little tiny road that leads out, but that's not even a road. I mean, so look at it like this. This is what law enforcement would sort of be looking at. I'll draw a shape. This is isolated. This whole thing like this. Maybe this will help maybe let people think differently here. This is all isolated to right there. And then I'll make that pen and green like this. See, that's absolutely isolated right there. So the only way out of there is over here. Okay? That's the only out to that area. So then, of course, it makes sense to check this entire area like this. Just like that. Right up into this side and up. Because from here, a car could make it down, accidentally down that. Except in the really incredibly weird, rare moment where a car drives up like this, and then takes this hard left, and then makes it to outside of this green area here into over here. I mean, it would just be astounding to them. No, he really isn't Annette. He's copied me multiple times, Annette. He's a phony and a fake, and you just don't realize it yet, okay? And no, his friend did the drone. Who gives a shit about the drone stuff? God. Jesus. I guarantee it, he doesn't have a Part 107. $100. And you're not correct. He's copied me multiple times. This is one time, though. If he doesn't take that video down, I'll expose it and make a video showing exactly how that went down. Absolutely crazy. So I'm sorry for your ignorance on the subject.
Chewbacca?
Hey, thanks, Verna Cooley.
Chewbacca, if you want me to.
Directly above the crime scene tape is a hill with open dirt that looks like a road. She skidded out, went off that hill and left evidence where the tape is, and the momentum carried her into the water.
Huh? Yeah. Are you saying this from a, like you actually, somebody told you in law enforcement that? Directly above the crime scene tape is a hill with open dirt. What crime scene tape? Where? What are you talking about? She skidded out and went off the hill and left evidence where the tape is. What? I don't even know what you're referring to at all. Are you talking about the same case? But you can try all you want, Annette. I know you're probably some kind of a member over there, but you're absolutely wrong. Okay? She's embarrassing. Yeah, it's just, well, it's an unusual spot, Dwayne. That doesn't matter what you want to say. It is unusual. It's not right where you'd think she would go. I don't know what Verna is talking about, though, to be honest with you. I don't see any crime scene tape right here. I don't see... I mean, where are you getting the crime scene tape in a hill and leaving evidence behind and that kind of thing? Was there some information from before? I'd like to know about that if you have pictures or something like that. Okay, well, show me then on the map. Okay? Well, you're behind. Oh, the mystery square? That's not crime scene tape. She's not talking about that square, is she? Are you kidding me? God, no way, man. Wait, hold on. Let me get to it. So you're saying that let me just check it out. All right. So that little tiny area right there, you're saying that, well, I guess what it could be is that she went off of this really fast and then hit there. Is that what you're saying? And then went into the water? Yeah. Somebody earlier said she parked there. But it's interesting the shape of their square, you know. What does that mean? It's to the left and the end of the video. Like right off of this hill right here, is that what you're talking about? I thought you were talking about like up on a hill off to the side. You're just talking about this little part right here. So they're thinking that the car maybe went off of this hit here and boom, and then sort of floated. That makes sense. That could float just that little distance there. Yeah, it's more rectangular, Dan. Yeah, yeah, you got it. What does that mean? Why not? Maybe they're done. They're done with the party. All the lunatics are coming out on the late night stream. I can see it. Yeah, so right here, you're thinking that the car went right off of there. Let's look at the map here. So in this situation, it would be, I think it's right up in here. But let me ask you something. Being local, how do you know that that's what they're? I mean, I get you live there, but they're usually pretty tight-lipped about something like that. So what makes you think that they believe that the car shot off of here, hit here, and then maybe it knocked her out or something, and then it went in the water and then floated around and eventually came to rest right over here? Yeah, I don't know what you're saying there, shits and giggles. You got to type better. It's really terrible. What do you mean? Look at the shoreline. I'm looking at I've got it on the screen right there. God, make your own video or something. I don't really know what the hell you're talking about. Zoom in on the. But right here, you see a square on the ground. She's saying it went off the side here, maybe hit here, and then went into the water. What is an Oyuma razor? What does that mean? What are these people doing in here? God. This is unreal. Maybe we should make it members only chat, man. Let's make it a lot better. Oh, is that what it's saying? Yeah, we typed that same crappy sentence in twice. God, did you hear Gray? He was so mean and rude. No, what I am is real. Okay, the people that show up on some of these videos are just crazy people. All right, so you're saying they landed right here. There's the shoreline. There's nothing there. Okay, nothing there at all. Oh, look at that! For God's sakes, Billy Juliana just tossed me in the jail right in the middle of a scene. Unbelievable, man, crazy. Hey, what do you think about it, Karen? Do you like my personality or what? It's fantastic, isn't it? I'm sure you've been hanging out on all of the conspiracy nutjob channels, looking into the background of the cousin of the best friend of the aunt of Cindy's mother. Yeah. Hey, oh, no bail. Hell, I'm -5. That's crazy. Only if you bail me out, Candy. Only if you bail me out. I don't have an email from you. Unless you have one that's just... God, who did you send me?
And Giacomo Luca is live for us on the ground in Nevada County with of law enforcement members from a number of agencies right across this lake near the Prosser Family Campground that are conducting that investigation. What we have seen right now is
Yeah, it's like a slight rise, you know. Like if you just look at that shot right there, it's a little bit of a rise, and then here's where they're setting that up. This is ABC 10 right here.
No bail either.
Wow, I'm still in here, you guys. Yuma want bail? All right. Well. Oh, there you go. I got bailed out. Thank you, Amber Maiden.
There is a tent set up. Again, a number of law enforcement vehicles.
ABC
There's some
10.
people that are walking down along the shoreline there. They've been dropping off what appears to be evidence.
You don't know what 5910 is in my video. I don't know what time I started recording. And no, it's too blurry and grainy to make out anything. So let's just say that there was something that happened right there. That's all that really matters. It looks like they think that there's a little bit of a rise right there. If you look at this video right here, see how it's higher, and maybe she came down or something and it came off. We still don't know how the car got in the water, but she comes down, flies off, hits that area, goes into the water, and then drifts over here over time. It's only 14 feet deep. But it's been 2 weeks. So when, how much has the water receded, do you think, Verna? Well, I was in jail, sorry.
At 76,000 subs.
There it is again. See how it's a little higher up there, like a plateau? Let's just... Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly. It seems like this is where they are, up here. So the water must be quite a bit higher, maybe. So let's see, right up here it is 57.53. And then down, and then right here it's 57.43. So that's 55.43. So that's a 13-foot drop in that little span right there. Yeah, you don't know where she parked, but she's not going to be parking down here, I wouldn't think. But yeah, I mean, that's a good point, really. You know, I mean, what if it was so many cars that some people parked down here? I don't think so, though. I think they all park. See how, like, if you look up here, see how there's all the cars right here? So people could just fit in here, a bunch of cars. But yeah, I mean, who knows, right? I think they would have parked close because they wouldn't have to want to walk a quarter mile to go get another drink or something.
We know where the party is, but don't know exactly where she parked. May have been away from the party location. That may be why she was over there.
Yeah, it hasn't receded much. Okay. Well, this is just the closest I could find to what it looked like. This is September 2018. It didn't look like this at all right here. I mean, there's water that goes all the way back into here on the current shots. You can see how there's water, solid water back in there. That's a good one to look at right there. See, okay, now this is a good one to do what we need to do. So now we can see the actual, like if I went like this, and this right here probably represents the trees, this area. See right there? And then there's that bigger tree or something right there. I wonder if that's still there. Yeah, right there. There it is. See, isn't that amazing sometimes on Google Earth? But right there, there's that tree right there is this one. And then you can see this tree right over here, I believe, is right over, let's see, is that right? I was going to say, yeah, it curves around it right there. Yep, that's exactly the one. So right here, there's another tree, and then that tree, and those are this one and this one. So now that we can see that, maybe we can kind of look at it and see, there you go. See, right there. I was to turn that. So it's a little bit further out. Like this is actually more, if I was going to say where the Adventures with a Purpose, Adventures with Purpose, they're probably more, let's see, maybe kind of like here. And then the water, and that's interesting because you can see this road is right there, and there's another one that kind of goes like this, but it looks different than now. This is all the same. Right there. So Adventures with Purpose is yeah, it's just it's very similar though, you know. And this is June 2021. It's very similar. The water's just a lot deeper. So if I went to another time, the one that I was going to be using, it would have been this one, which is 2018. Those two trees are still right there. Everything else is the same. So the truck is about two of these distances right here. So that's about right. And then right there, you know, right basically in the water right there is where the car is. But the water's a little higher than this. You can actually see right there, see that little part of the water? It's right there. Everything's the same. This is just, the water's a little higher in this than this. In fact, you can actually see, look at right there how it kind of comes down a little bit. I'm sure you'll see this whole segment on another channel later. And then you go like this and that. Now if the water was higher, you would have less of that and it would look just like this. So you know, the water is obviously higher. It goes all the way into here, but this is very close. This is actually September 2018. Yeah. And then it appears that they're, let me see if I can dial in the spot where they're building the that little square, the tape, I guess. Okay, so in that picture, it looks like there's some hey, you can see it indent right there, and then right here-ish. Look at that right in there. Yeah, just some you know, it's you know, it's really big, but something like right in there, maybe. Yeah, something like that, maybe. Yep. Okay. So, anyways, I was just so off somewhere in my mind right there. Well, they just said they saw her in the car, right? Adventures with Purpose. They didn't say they saw her and some other person. Who would the other person be? Can anybody name the person that's missing that would be in the car with her? Anybody? Is there another person missing from around there? The bush isn't there anymore, though. Pizza. Okay. Yeah. And unless that's the bush right there. You know, you can barely see it if it's there. And if that is, then I got it right, too. Because there it is, off to the upper, you know, up that direction. And if I went like that, there it is. You know, maybe you could move it down. Let's see, if I went like this. That's the shape. Maybe a little bit more like that. And then there's the bush. Maybe, if that's even what that is. It's too hard to make it out. But it's very close, whatever it is. So. Possibly car in D, thinking it was R, and yeah, who knows? Jeez. Yeah. Well, maybe she thought it was in park and then put it in neutral, and then her left knee hit the left turn signal, made her look that way, then her right elbow hit the throttle, hit the gear shift, and then it went in reverse, and then, you know, I mean, we can sit here all day and say maybe this, maybe that, you know. It's just, you know, I don't know how many times we can try to say maybe this, maybe that. All we can ever really talk about is what we know, and speculate reasonably on the information. And that's where I don't do that kind of speculation. It just gets out of control at that point. I mean, we could spend all day. Is it possible that? All right, that's one of the worst comments you can ever hear when you're doing true crime is, you know, even though I sometimes say it's possible that but I try to, when I say that, it's something that is not strange at all and something that is possible, right? But a lot of people use it like, hey, is it possible that somebody from out of town, from maybe Peru, Indiana, drove out there and abducted them and then took them back to Peru, Indiana, and then brought them down into a basement or something? And then I have to say out loud, yes, that's possible. Is it likely? Hell no. But as soon as you say and give them that one little, oh, that is possible. Ah, did you hear that, everybody? Woo! It's possible. Yes, and I also will tell you that it's possible that aliens came down and abducted somebody, and, you know, that is possible if you believe that there are people that live on other planets out there, given the fact that it's trillions of years old, right? Or billions of years old, the solar system and galaxies and all that. And maybe there was somebody that was actually ahead of us, maybe 1 million years ago. And think of the advancements they might have. So yes, if you believe that, then it's possible they came here and on that one particular evening thought they could beam somebody up above their spaceship. Okay? So is it possible? I guess so, right? How many feet is it from the crime scene tape? Let's see. I'll just do it what I have. And actually, let's see. Yeah, I think that's about right. So I don't know. This isn't going to be 100% precise, but It's not far, like 200 feet, let's say 250. So it lands into the water and then it drifts over a little bit. And this might be a little off. So if the water was a little bit higher, this could be in... Your place mark is too low. Your place mark is damped to the ground. Okay. Could be in that area. So if you missed the ending here, I'll play it from about right here. This is KCRA. They played the whole recovery live. And what I'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit like this so you can maybe make out what they're doing there. I didn't see if there was any cattle mutilations nearby. No, I sure didn't. So now I have to turn off my music because I recorded music accidentally on this video that you're watching. And they're bringing in things to block the view. I think they think there's people over here trying to get shots. Yeah, that's what seems most likely, Mag. Yeah, I just think it's a little odd. We can't rule out that something happened to her at the party and people pushed the vehicle in the water, right? The only part that makes me not see, here's what my opinion is. Okay, this is what I think happened. Like I've said 50,000 times already, but this will be 50,001. That they were at the party and, at first they weren't, maybe she was a little bit tipsy, whatever, and then she kept drinking and drinking. They went to the car and they would drink, and then some other people joined them in the car and they keep drinking. And when they were in the car earlier, she had told Sammy that they decided, hey, I'll give you a ride home. And she's like, sure, that'd be great. Yeah. And then maybe 45 minutes later or so, she realized how drunk Kiely was, so she decided to instead, go back to the party and see if she could get a ride with somebody else. So she ended up getting a ride with somebody else, and then she said goodbye to Kiely, and then Kiely said, well, you know what, I'm going to go too. I'm going to take off too. Looks like maybe the party's over, or she just wanted to go home, right? So she had a curfew. She was supposed to be home at 12:30 or 12:15 or something. So she had to get home. So she tried to call Sammy one more time and say, hey, do you still need a ride? And she said, no, I'm already halfway home now. So then she's like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here. Then she gets in her car and she's just really highly intoxicated. And when she's really wanting to get home in a hurry now. And she drives and she just doesn't know where she is, and she ends up going in the water. Right? It's just one of those things that happen when you're really intoxicated. Go watch the Kanika Jenkins videos when she's walking down the hallways. She is absolutely just slamming against all the walls, stumbling and falling. Her clothes are falling off. And then she ends up walking for 7 minutes through the hallways and then up into some stairways, up into an unused kitchen, goes into a cooler, then into a freezer, and the door shuts, and she can't figure out how to get out because she's so intoxicated and she froze to death inside the freezer. Now, if I was to tell you that happened and they did it on their own, you'd go, oh, no way. Well, here you go. Here's another scenario where the car, something really crazy happened. But that being said, we can't rule out yet until they tell us that if they say she drowned, then I would be almost certain that she was that she went in the water on her own. If she's the only, you know, obviously, I think she's the only one in the car. Now, there's something like up here, up in the front there. You can't make out any details or anything like that. I don't know if that's a person or if that's like something in the car. Maybe it's the airbag or something. We don't really know. But there's no detail on it to be able to determine anything. But rest assured, tomorrow, man, they're going to people zooming in on that and saying, look beyond that, and pixelating the image and telling you they see 15 people in the back of that car. Because that's how they do it. Huh? Not sure what you're talking about, Tina. I'm not looking at that photo. You'd have to send it to me and say, Gray, I sent you an email. You can see the image on the side of the... This will be added hard. Oh, yes. There'll definitely be... What are you talking about? Jackball TV. What are you talking about? If they don't find water... If they find water in her lungs and she drowned, then it's very likely she went in the water on her own. If they find that she was already dead before entering the water, that will change everything. That will be... Then there'll be a much different investigation and things will start happening. And it might turn out that nobody killed her intentionally, but they panicked, like we see often, and they tried to dispose of her in her own vehicle in the lake. I mean, don't you guys think that that's a possibility right now? Because we don't know the answer. It is a possibility right now because we don't know the answer. But that is what the conspiracy people want to be the truth. Because if it turns out that she goes into that water as an accident, imagine all of this stuff that's been going on, all of the videos everybody's making, the conspiracy crazy crap will all be absolutely false, every bit of it. So they're out there praying to God that she didn't drown in the car. It's probably going to turn out that her blood alcohol level was like 2.5 or something, maybe even a little higher, and she drowned in the water, and that's probably what the answer is going to be. It's going to be a tragic accident, and that's what I'm going to guess as the most likely event. You know, now when there was all these people at the party, it seemed like I was like 50-50 that she was abducted, and then the other one would be that her car, that she was in the water somewhere, or the car crashed somewhere, and they just haven't found her yet. And it wasn't till now. See, right now somebody's looking in the car at her. They're literally looking in the car right now at her. And they're blocking the view from onlookers that are over here. I was actually thinking they were going to wait till nighttime to do this. Or it was dark outside, just to avoid, people being able to see. That's not a boat ramp, though. See? This isn't a boat ramp right here. That's why this is all odd. Let me turn off road so you can see what it looks like. That's just dirt here. See, the boat ramp is over here. That's why earlier it made sense. Coming down here, go into the water, yeah. And it goes right from the campground, right down a road into the water. But this is in a weird place where she's way down here. The only way to get there, unless the car went off of a cliff over here, would be to drive right to here and then take a left and down. I put this green here because this is where law enforcement would have been focused in on, because it's just odd to make it there. But anything happens when you're drunk. I mean, what's that movie with the bachelor party or something? Or The Bachelor, something where they go to Vegas with the 4 guys. I mean, all the weird stuff that goes on. That's the kind of stuff that happens when you're just really drunk.
That breaking news is out of Truckee tonight.
That scared the hell out of me. I wasn't as bad that time. I didn't do the ooh. Yeah. Yeah, Hangover, that's it, yeah. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah, so, and that's not even, I mean, some of that stuff was outlandish, but that is stuff, that weird stuff happens when you drink. I think the car flipped over. That actually explains it more, the information that the local gave us earlier. I thought she was talking about the car came off of a cliff over here or something when she first said it, so it's kind of like, what are you talking about? I make that a little thinner. It's too thick. I don't even need that on, actually. Oh, I need that one. Yeah, so maybe the car comes off. There's a rise over here. This whole area is up higher in the air, and it flies off, hits nose first, flips over on its back, and maybe it knocked her out. I hope that's what happened. And then the car starts sinking upside down even, and drifts over. There's also a way, if the car goes into the water, the nose would probably sink first, and then if it kind of shot down, it's possible, depending on which way the current goes, that it would flip it over. Right? But if you look at this right here, the car comes, jumps, hits maybe nose first. Maybe that hit her head against the steering wheel. Then the car flips over, goes into the water, upside down, starts sinking. She can't get out, and then it drifts over like this. In that case, it'll turn out that she died of drowning. But she'll have like an impact on her head, and then everybody will say, well, that happened before she got in the car. They just made it look like that. Huh? That's not a boat ramp. Oh, you mean the boat ramp over here to the way over here? The current's going this way? Yeah, because see how water comes in, and then over here, there's got to be current that goes this way, and it kind of probably, and then starts going over here. Because there's current there. There's a creek that comes in right over in this area. This one here looks like more water coming in. Yeah, see that water is coming in at that point. And you're saying the current goes this way. So if the car came in head first, hit, and then, well, let's say it just went in and it didn't flip before hitting the water, and it came in head first this way, except they do have that, but let's say it skipped into the water. Then the top goes down first into the water, and it's slightly turned, and the current goes to the right. It would flip the car over on, so imagine, yeah, it's hard to say, but if I had my 3D program, you could see it. Maybe I should open that one up, see what happens. All right, so the poll ends now, and is it an odd place where Kiely's vehicle went into the water, given all the info we have? And no 51%, yes 48. So, it's unusual for some, and for, it's like 50-50 basically. Okay, I'm going to load up 3D Studio Max. See if my computer can handle it. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, I'm just going to use blocks like we did in another case recently. So just pretend that that's the car right there. Yeah. So the current would be going. I don't have to rotate it or anything. So it'd be like this. The current would be flowing to the right, and then you can kind of picture. Let me make it for the local. And it would hit first like that. Here's what I'm going to do though. Let me delete it. Start over again. Alright. So just pretend that the car hit the ground right like that. I mean, I know it's too wide and everything. It's bugging me though, so I'm going to make it a little bit like that. Okay. So just pretend that that's the car and the current's going to the right like that. Then it hits the ground, and if it just landed in, if let's say it hit the ground where that crime scene tape is, it hits head first, and then it kind of falls into the water like that. Then it's upside down, and then it drifts over there, and then they find it. If not, it could go into the water, and then just kind of picture it sinking like this, because the engine and that part go down first like that, right? Then the current hits it a little bit, and as it's sinking, it kind of flips it over like this, and it's still kind of hovering there because there's air up in the back part there. And then it kind of keeps spinning it a little bit, and then it would go like this in at the bottom, and then drift over to the right. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you got current that's going to the right over here. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to do with that. Didn't have any time to do anything with it. Yeah, and the guy never responded to me because I sent him an email. I said, "Hey, dude, it's ridiculous." So he knows, you know. If he knew, he would have emailed. If he, forget it. There was no moon, or maybe half moon, at the time, so it would have been extremely dark. Yeah, except she'd have her lights on, right? Reelvin. If you have your lights on in your car, it looks pretty good. Maybe she didn't turn her brights on, but you know. I was in Oregon, and everyone used to use dry suits to swim in the lakes in the summer. Yeah. I would just swim in the lakes. I never used dry suits. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know those are diving suits, but there wasn't a whole lot of front end damage, was there? No, so it sort of seems like it just kind of went into the water. Like it skipped off and then boom. You know, maybe what they're looking at right there is sort of a patch where it looks like there was an impact, but it still bounced and went in the water, and then it did like my second scenario where it floated, then went down first, but it's you know, there's a little bit of a current, and then it sort of rotated and then flipped over time. Who knows? We're just doing maybes here because there's two ways. It could have hit, flipped, then sunk, or it could have gone in. The engine weighs more, pulls it down. There's air in the back, keeps that part up. Then eventually that filled up enough, and then it went, and then flipped over. Yeah, they all flip. They all flip. Yeah, because the tires, right? There you go. Yeah, so as it's going down, the tires have air in it, and then would make them necessarily, because it's not going to be this perfect fall down like this, right? So the air, if it's a slightly off like that, it would just tend to flip it over like that with the air in the tires. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah, they don't all flip, especially if the tires are busted up as a result of the crash that led you into the water. Then there's no air in the tires. I'm just, I'm not an expert on, cars going into the water and why they flip over and sink and that kind of thing. So it's only 6 degrees outside at midnight? What do you mean? It's midsummer. That'd be pretty shocking if it was only 6 degrees outside. I know it's high altitude, though. I mean, it's higher than Denver. The weight of the engine, yeah. So, things make sense. I do think, like I said before, it's just a little strange of a place. Anywhere over here would have made more sense to me. This one's difficult because you have to go all the way up here and then turn. But like we were saying before, the way to go, you have to turn right here. Where the hell is that? Is that right there? And then go down that road there. Wow, that doesn't even look like a road though. God, how did that even happen? Maybe that wasn't the spot. Hold on. So right here, come up. Yeah, right there. There it is. So it'd be right in this area. You'd have to then turn and come down here and just not realize anything. And then be heading too quick and then poof, into the water. Right in this area. Sounds like she may have got confused or turned around, yeah. Yep. If you look directly above where that crime scene tape is, where the hill might have been, the left is a big open area, no brush. Looks like a road. She might have, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's roads here. This road. She went like this. And well, this part here might make sense. So she's coming like here. She turns and then, jumps. It's a little bit closer, though. This rise, I think, goes further. So this is 5744. And that's 54. 54 and then 43 right in this area. Let me look at this again. Yeah, because see, they're building that right over here, right? Look how far that is from here. This is where the rise is, over here. So she jumped all the way from there? I mean, that's, you'd have to be going 120 miles an hour to do that. So right here is the crime scene tape. The rise is over in this area. So now that we know that that's right there, maybe we can look at that other shot again. Yeah, See, you can even tell they're higher up right there, even though they're in the distance. They look higher, but they are higher. Anyways, it's sad she was found, and I mean, it's great that she was found and the mother didn't have to wait for years, but you would hope that, there was a hope that, I mean, the best hope there was probably that she was trafficked somewhere and she'd still be alive, right? Because she wasn't somebody that would run away. She had a lot of stuff she was looking forward to doing. And, unfortunately, when there's a lot of high school kids and even college kids, they drink too much and tragic things happen. And, drugs are involved sometimes. And people end up dying in ways that you just, absolutely pointless, no need at all. And, we don't know yet what the absolute circumstances are. But either way, alcohol, drugs, all that stuff are involved in what was going on up there. Well, you don't know if she was parked there, niece. Yeah, you don't know that. I'm not sure why you're saying that. How far is the distance from the party to where they found the car? I guess now we can... I think the party was over here. Some people say it's over here. I don't know. Let's just say if it's over here in this area, then it's... I'll do yards because that's sort of more... half a mile. And then from here, it's 354 yards, but to drive there, it's way longer than that. You'd have to go something like from right here, ding, ding, just like this. And the distance on that is 0.83 miles, so almost a mile at that point. Yeah, I just told you that's 300 feet from the air. Yeah, as a crow flies. But driving, it's almost a mile. That's how the car would have had to get there. If the car went down here, it would have been crushed into little, there'd be a lot of damage on it. So the car made it down there pretty much unscathed, except maybe a little impact right over here, and is in the water. When they pulled the car out of the water, it appeared to be in pretty good shape. I mean, let's go right to that point again. Let's see if we can make out anything right when they pulled it out. It was right. They pulled away right then about. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like there's extensive damage on there. Remember, there was something... Well, maybe that's not this car. Okay. I don't think she had any damage on her car. I think it was the other case. Maybe something right there, because it looks a little not symmetrical. But other than that, it doesn't look like there's severe damage on there. Watch what footage? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. Now, well, they said, remember she said it was 30 minutes. Her friend said it was about 38 minutes because it's a 12-minute drive, but about 6 of the miles you probably have to just crawl along because it's treacherous and dirt. No, they took it right here. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Shits and giggles. They brought the car out of the water right where we're looking at it. That's what Sammy said. She said 36 minutes or 38, something like that. I mean, it's only 12 miles, but you know, half of it you'd have to drive pretty slow. Hey, shits and giggles, I'm going to put you on timeout. You're just, something's wrong with you, man. Sorry. You think the roof looks smashed? I don't know. Where are you getting that from? Maybe right here. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, maybe that's like glass broken or something. I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty, the whole thing looks pretty intact to me. That's just so weird, you know, the whole thing. Well, maybe it does have a sunroof. And it's a roof, not a roof, okay? Okay, well, I don't really have much more to offer you guys. I think it's, you know, most likely going to be a tragic accident, but you can't rule out anything right now, just given the circumstances. You know, visually, it doesn't seem like a clear cut, like, oh yeah, she just veered off the side of the road and went in the water, okay? It has a little bit more land and stuff, so it makes you wonder a little bit. So, you know, we'll see what the autopsy comes up with. I'm expecting it to be that she drowned and she had a high alcohol content and that it was an accident, and that's it, man. That's what it feels like to me. Definitely is possible though that there was something happened to her and then the car was put in the water. But you can take away all the sex trafficking, all the crazy stuff, like she's in somebody's house, check everybody's garages and all that stuff that's out there. All that stuff can be wiped away, all those theories. So now you're still left at a spot where, you know, the channels that we're bashing other people can still keep bashing them until there's an autopsy that disproves them too, right? Huh. Yeah, they definitely, that's why they're covering her up. They don't want her to be seen. I think I did that. They had 2 people in the car and they rushed out of it. You go out the front of the vehicle. First thing is learn how to swim, you know. All right, I'm going to play this music while I got to go prepare all of the, for the spins, okay, at the end of the show. But if anybody would like to help out the channel, what we do on this channel is we, people support my channel to allow me to keep doing what I'm doing 3 to 4 hours every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, unfortunately. And then at the end of the month, I take 50% of the net revenue from, over 50% from YouTube, and donate it to various charities. And so far this year, we've done $28,000, 42 last year, 20 something the year before, 22. So we're at 90, what is it, 90, it's kind of a crazy number, 92,511, not sure. I thought I fixed that, but then I went back, and since we donated on my other channel, I had that I put that in there here, but it should have been over there. So it's 92,511, and we have this amazing DNA fund. That's kind of our biggest thing, but we also have sent in, I don't know, at least 15,000, maybe 20, or at least 20,000 to Texas EquiSearch over the last 3 years. And probably the same amount to NCMEC, and then RAIN, which is Violence Against Women. Gosh, I don't know what, probably 15,000 there. And then the rest has gone to other charities in smaller amounts, and then also to a DNA fund for identifying Jane and John Does using Identifiers International with Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick and their amazing team of forensic genetic genealogists. So if you'd like to become a channel member here, part of that money goes to that too. It's just it's what we do. Every single night, people, the amazingly generous freaks, send in super chats and PayPals so that we can do what we're doing. All right? It's I feel really fortunate, and thank you thank you all to all the freaks. I mean, you guys are, and yes, that's what we call ourselves. We are freaks. We even have t-shirts that says, "We are freaks." There's mugs that say freaks. Now, you might not like being called a freak, but damn it, you are one. Okay? Damn it. You can pounce on what? What are you talking about, Candace? Yeah, there's no evidence of anything. I'm just saying right now we can't rule out something else of why the car got in the water, right? Don't you agree with that? I mean, don't you guys think it's not irresponsible to say at this point that we don't know how the car got into the water? Okay, and yes, then that starts implying that maybe there's somebody else. That is possible. They're going to be doing an investigation now, but it's most likely that she's highly intoxicated and the car went into the water. We just don't have the answers yet. Right now we're at the very preliminary part of the real investigation, because now they have her and the car, and they'll be able to determine what happened. That's it. Okay? But what is shitty is for people, even if it turns out that they are involved somehow later, the way it's been done, with no information, nothing at all pointing to anyone other than just sort of wanting to be something. I mean, Sammy should probably never even have come forward and said a word, because she was the only one that came forward. She's the only one that had the guts to say a damn thing. And what happened is because there was no more information out there, the people used her as the target, because you could then parse everything she said. Had she not said a word, people would have come up with all kinds of stuff. And that's why in this day and age, with the crazy, irresponsible people on YouTube, and I'm not included in that because I don't do it that way, these people and social media in general, they should just shut the hell up, man. I mean, do not do interviews, and if a family member wants to come out and get some information out to get a case going, but when there's a big case like these types, they shouldn't say a damn thing, because they've already got the momentum and everything. And all the sideshow crap that went on YouTube hasn't helped this case at all. You understand that? Like, not a single bit. She was in the water that whole damn time while you guys are out there making up stories, creating battles between this guy and that one, and accusing this one and this one, just for your own entertainment purposes and to keep it alive, because you really couldn't think of something else to cover the next day, and just thought, well, I'll just do another one on this, and I had a whole show planned for today. 3 different cases, some interesting cases that are in the news right now. And I wasn't even able to get to them because there was this breaking news. And so tomorrow, unless there's a complete new set of information on this one, we're going to have to do that. Because every time there's updated information, we cover it. But when there isn't, then we don't. And we did the second show tonight because they extricated the car from the water, and that was part of the story too. We got it. Oh yeah. That sucked when Ruth got. Well, I don't want to give you a spoiler, but I didn't really like the way Ozark ended. I don't know if that's still more seasons to come, but I didn't like the end of that one. I don't think there are, though. I think that was it, right? Yeah, what I thought when it first started, Sosie, was that she probably drove somewhere and drunk and was in the water. Do you remember that, Sosie? And then I switched to maybe like 50-50, maybe a slight lean towards being, maybe she was abducted from the party because of all the number of people there, the drugs that people said were being handed out, and then it sort of started getting into a weird, shady situation. Yeah. What are you guys referring to, 80s baby? The crazy guy that copied my... I mean, just for the hell of it, if you know who the hell I'm talking about, go watch the video that he made and then listen to me on my show when I was working through, and you'll just want to puke at how somebody would try to copy somebody so blatantly and so quickly. It was just like Greeno. I mean, it's the same shit that Greeno would do. You're live doing a show, and he goes, ooh, 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 ooh. And then while you're still live, he runs over and makes a video about the same thing that you're talking about because he knew it was interesting. And then he puts it out there, and then people would go, great, Greeno, wow. It's just, man, think how embarrassing that would be that person. Yeah, that musician guy calling people, women the B word over and over again. God, what a pile of shit, man. Whew. Wow. Yeah, we don't know, Zozo. Let's just wait for the investigation when they tell us what the, you know, if the car, where the stick was, even if it was a stick, was it in neutral, was it parked, was it this, was it that? We don't have any idea. We can't answer those questions right now. You know what I mean? All we know now is that her body was found in the car, upside down, in the reservoir, and then they turned it back over, and then they took the car out of the water. I'm gonna make a video and show you with this guy. I'm gonna have the whole rodeo clown music playing and everything, because if somebody does that once, they do it a lot. And I know for certain he's copied many things that I do, the same wording, you know, miraculously the same this and that and the other thing. And here we go. He just couldn't control himself. Even the way I was talking about the mounds. Yep, goes up and down. Yep, here we go. He was, oh God, unreal, dude, unreal. It was creepy. So, anyways, I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to let me just play this music. Yeah, I gotta put together the wheel spin names, okay? So, hold on. Man, what a weird day. It was great for Super Chats, but PayPal was just like one of the worst ones ever. I'm not sure what happened there. Alright, let's do I'm gonna get the wheel spin app. Well, let me do it differently. And if you do PayPal, you get 1.5 times the number of chances on the spin. And if you do 25, you actually get a notebook sent to you, plus the spins. All right. Now I gotta sit over here and try to get this. Might take a little bit. No, that's not how it works, Lee, Jennifer. That's not how. I don't get any ideas from anybody. I do my own show. I watch my own shows. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Look at that dumb comment. Everyone gets their ideas from everyone else. That's life. But there's also remote mind control weapons that deploy. What a moron. Get the hell out of here, man. Wow. Did you hear how mean Gray was to that one person? They just had a different opinion. Right. Is that really what it was? Or are you just a crazy person? Yeah, that is, Nick. It is. You're 100% right. No, Candace, he was telling you the truth about that channel. He wasn't talking about this channel. He said that. Read Candace, read what he wrote. Yeah. And just listen to the guy. Just a dope, you know. Just, I think you should. You know, it's just. Great as his own. Let's see. Who? I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, who's talking about somebody's looks, 80s baby? Yeah. She didn't understand. She thought you were talking about this channel, Nick. I mean, he played the same freaking drone footage over and over and over again. It was like just droning on and on. Just really embarrassing. Okay. But I'll tell you what, if that video is still up tomorrow, I'm going to make a video showing how he copied exactly what I did. All right? That's the reality of it. With the rodeo clown music and everything. It's going to be great. And if he did that to you, you'd feel the same way. So don't go, God, Gray, who cares? It's all part of helping. No, it's not. It's not. Okay? It's part of somebody stealing somebody else's work. What if I can... Let me try to do this in Excel. Is this going to work? No. All right, you guys, just listen to this. Then we're winding down. How about that one first? You know. Thank you to Chasing True, Jody H, Carrie B earlier. These are all earlier ones. Kim Berger. Chasing Truth again. And Plato. Not Play-Doh, but Plato. Like Socrates and fill in the blank. Although not quite as smart, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding, just kidding. Hey, Plato actually made me laugh this evening. I was actually, wow, she made me laugh for one time. Now I get it now. I'm getting it. So thank you to Plato, Jessica Schubach, Across, a mandatory, get it? Mandatory. Thank you. Your Gypsy. Lynette Burns, of course. You too can take a trip on the Love Boat. Yes, you and your lovely family can enjoy the Lido deck. And Mag with a cat eye donation earlier. Don't forget Isaac, Julie, Captain Stubing, the Doc. Oh, and that zany gopher, I tell you what. He's one funny guy. Then after that, don't forget to tune in and watch Fantasy Island with Tattoo and Mr. Rourke. Alright, so J. Marie, Ozzy Trisha, and Elvina May, Allie Cake, Kathy Freidenmaker, Zipplane, Free Bird Forever, GM, Scott Holland, Brandy Clary, Eugenie, this account and TTJO Tracy. Thank you very much. Is it not doing the rewind? Let's see. Oh no, it's this thing. Back again. Brandy Clary, Eugenie. Count TTJO. And then DK. Zozo. Mizzou. One Sly Angel. Boggle Queen. I haven't seen you in a while, Boggle Queen. Tracy. Or the one and only Mod Tracy. Lacey, or Lasso Lacey. Jan Allison. Who's doesn't have this as their favorite song? Okay, who doesn't? Amy, Charleston Amy. Full Metal Jackalope. Mary Glaviano. Freebird Forever, MM, Burden of Truth. Quintessence, another cool name. Quintessence. Allie, 79. Virginia. There we go. Zoza. Tracy. Hebs W. And Francine. Thank you. Oh, man, what happened right there? Half Rudder, Robert's Girl. I'm assuming that whoever this woman is has a boyfriend or husband named Robert. That's me using my incredible sleuthing ability. Or a father, perhaps. Kristen Cure. Stephanie Stewart. Tina Williams. LM, the one and only LM, as in Element Open. Alley Cake. Eugenie. LM again. And then Verna Cooey, who helped us out, get some other information about the crime scene tape. Probably the smallest crime scene square that we've ever seen in our life. But... And then Ozzy Trisha. And then Verna Cooey again. And we'll move it up a little bit now. Hey, we're at a rave party. Billy Juliana. LM. Amber Maiden. Yes, and Candlely Woodward Stove. Tonight on NBC. And Jan Allison. Brianna Price. Hope everything's going well with you, Brianna. Michelle Austin. And Dan Carr. The legendary Dan Carr. Hey Dan, you would have been proud of me today. If you're still out there, Dan Carr, I think you would have been proud of me. I was using Ancestry and all these things to find other information. It was awesome. All right. Well, I do have all the names. Oh yeah, and let me get to, there's one more, I believe. Just today? Okay. So we've got Jan H. from PayPal earlier. All right, we're all here. We got it. So what we're going to do tonight is would everybody want how about the Skippy, not Skippy. Well, we do have the Lori and Chad Daybell mug. Is anybody into that, where it has Lori as a clown and Chad as the weirdest looking thing you've ever seen? Would anybody be interested in that one? Just curious. Or we could do the Alec Murdoch on the front of the mug. Remember that one? The It's a House mug.
It's a house.
Would you guys like that one tonight? Or the Everything mug that has all the crap on it? I think I'm going to give out It's a House. Okay. Yeah, I know. Nobody answered a damn thing. Forget it. I'm not even. Zozo says no. Which one? There was 3 of them. Okay. All right. So let me get the whatever it is I'm giving out tonight. The It's a House mug. Okay. And I don't give a damn. Well, if you've already got it, then let me know and I'll send you a different one. No, I think you're in the drawing. Because you had one from earlier. Yeah, there's 2. You got like 2 spots, I think. Because you have 2 different. Yeah, I got you in there. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button, you guys. This is the music you're going to be hearing in the next day or so with the Rodeo Clown, that copy. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest, I bid you all good evening, or good morning, as the case may be. A little shout out to Art Bell. Thank you. Thank you very much, Art Bell. I see you, Suzanne Marcella. Movie star memories. Uh-oh, TTJO Tracy. All right, you guys, we're gonna do the mug that I was talking about. The it's a house mug. What'd I do this time, Zozo? You're on the spins. My God, complain. And then 2 different notebooks. So there we go. This is for the mug. Oh, it's Stephanie Stewart. Chasing Truth was one like an atom away right there. That's funny. Alright. And then we're going to get the notebooks now. Here we go. Kristen Cure with a notebook. Oh, I just did that thing again. But at least this time I didn't open it up on him. Let me see what happens if I open up the... I was trying to see who was the PayPal person. Does anybody remember what I said on PayPal? Was that Kristen Cure? I can't remember now. Well, I gotta switch over here. Because if it was Kristen Cure, she gets a mug out of it. No, it's Jan 8. No, it worked this time. There we go. Alright, so we got one more notebook here. Here we go. Too bad, Sack and Fox. Hey, look at that. It's Pebs W. Alright, Pebs W. All right, well, thank you guys. Today we did, let's see, 6 hours of shows. That's pretty ludicrous, all right. But thank you guys very much for being here. Thanks for all the new subscribers, all the new channel members. Before you leave, hit the subscribe button. Unless you don't want to watch the shows, that's cool too. I just like people that are here that actually like the channel, not people that hate it but want to subscribe just for the hell of it. Alright, so if you want to be here, great, awesome. If you don't, no problem at all. Like I say before, if you believe that Sandy Hook was a fake thing that never really happened, then get the hell out of here right now. Save us the trouble. Thank you very much. Alright, everybody, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2 and a 3 and a... Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person. Oh, by the way, you have to send me your address if you won the notebook or the mug. In an email. I'm a certified human lie detector.
Didn't you say that already, Grant?
Well, yeah, I said a lot, but maybe they didn't hear it.
Okay, thanks.
Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Radio's gonna give another lecture. Crime
Hey, Gray, that's what I do. What you mean?
And I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda.
on a bartender,
and I'll serve it to you straight without
with a
the blender.
blender. And in the end,
I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you.
Hey, thanks everybody. That was really cool. You know, I'd like to see you next time now if you would come over and he would.
Would you just? My God, you're always interrupting the end of the show.
Gosh, Gray, that isn't very nice.
Oh my God. Did that seem legit to any of you guys? I don't think so.
No, Gray was serious. I really felt bad.
No, you didn't.
No, you're right.
Okay. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. And, hopefully they give us some information quickly, but it doesn't seem like that'll happen, right? Probably be a few days. But you never know, Tomorrow, they'll probably give a press conference, I would imagine, law enforcement, I would think. And then they'll probably give another update once they get some answers. But tomorrow also, Adventures with Purpose is going to be doing a live stream, I'm sure. And I'm sure they will get absolutely inundated with super chats and PayPals and whatnot. They're going to, it should easily help them do what they're doing. All right. Yeah, so there's one at 11 tomorrow. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Be safe out there.
Be safe out there.
Were you mocking me?
No, not really.
All right, see you.